Hello everybody, welcome. As you know, I'm on a quest to improve my privacy on the internet, and I decided to basically separate my work phone from my personal phone, as my work phone is iOS and I have no choice. So I got today a Cosmo Communicator and I will unbox it and I'll guide you through the first run process, right? This is running Android 9, which is not what I'm looking for. I will switch to Linux. But since I found out that this phone is very poorly documented on the internet, I decided that I will do it. So on the first level here we have some bubble wrap and we have the box inside. So it includes the communicator, a charger, USB A to C cable, and a quick start guide. Has been manufactured by Cosmo Communicator, designed in the UK, made in China. Japanese plug. The box has on the top a view of the external display in the landscape position. Then you have a view of the device open, running Android. On the other side, you have a call out: powerful, portable, private and productive. And let's just slide these out. That's very cool. So then inside you have an overview of the device in night mode. So it seems that the keyboard is lit up and you have a view of Android in dark mode. And you flip the other way, the first thing you get is the device. You take it out, you have a very Apple style box. Here is the pin to open the drawer where you have the SIM card and the memory card. Then you get, this is probably the charger. American/Japanese style plug. I have adapters for this, but you know, USB chargers are not lacking here, so I'm not gonna use it. Here we have, this is probably the USB cable. Yes, USB-C to USB-A cable. And you open this sort of envelope and you have a quick start guide. The list of contents, there's some Planet stickers, a microfiber cloth, Apple would charge you $10 for that. A description of what is outside, what's on the sides, so ports, connectors, etc. And you have what's inside, keys and controls, etc. Function keys are described here, and the same in different languages. Oh no, so now you're back to keyboard setup. So this is a description of the first run guide. A list of keyboard shortcuts that I'll probably not use since I intend to run Linux. Then you get the same in different languages. And you get information on accessories and where to go for help. The cleaning cloth, very nice addition, and some Cosmo stickers. Now to the device. It's wrapped very much Apple style, and you just have to break the seal. or not. All the way around. Very nice feeling, metal and plastic. It's honestly a gorgeous device. And the favorite moment of every single geek in the universe, I'm peeling the plastic from the screen. It's really pretty. It's kind of a bummer to get a new device without battery, but that's how it is now. And inside there's this animation showing you that the device is still being charged. So when you first turn the device on, you have a screen asking you for your language. Now it asks you to choose a keyboard. I'm gonna go for English US. And that's all. I guess you are ready to choose a Planet device. Alright everyone, so I actually have decided not to go through AirMail and Agenda now. Agenda forces you to connect to Google, which I'm not interested in. And if you go to AirMail, I also don't want to have my personal accounts here in Android. But if you go to Notes, you will get your standard Notes application. If you create a new note here, not here, a new note. The first line becomes the title of the note, so that looks a lot like iOS notes-taking application, and I think you can synchronize it using standard call dev, I would assume, unless Google really blocks everything. Then you write your note here, and you can attach objects, right? You can attach camera shots, recording, or any file, right? If you click on file, then you get a view of your device. You can attach a voice memo, and you can use labels for this, right? Organize everything you have. Because this goes full screen, so hides the navigation bar. You can change the font size, delete your notes, and that's pretty much it. Simple notes taking. I don't see how to configure it, probably under the general Android settings. As you know, I have no experience with Android, but let's just get out of this, and simple notes taking application. I can close everything up. Alright, next we can go to Ledison. You can basically manipulate the patterns of the external LED cover, but I didn't manage to get this to show outside. I had a quick look before recording, and I have no idea if I can assign this to system events, for example, color ID animations. I could get this to look into my contacts, and then if this specific contact would ring, it would give me a specific LED pattern. I have no interest in this kind of colorful feature, so I will pass. Data seems to be like an interesting database program, although I didn't figure out exactly how to export my data. But for example, if I go here to new database, I can pick a name for the database. Let's say call it test DB, right? I can choose a cover image for it. I can create a label like, for example, that's the label, basically is what kind of data goes into each column. Yeah, so I could call it names. That's going to be a text field, and I can only allow, for example, up to 32 characters, right? And then I could, for example, add a second label here that would be like date of birth, so to say. Then I can say it's a date field, and if I say I go to the database, I could, for example, do myself, right? And I was born today. So if I save the entry, then I have a field over there. But honestly, I don't see how to export the database, so I don't see how this could be useful. I see an option to delete here, but without an option to export, I don't know what you can do with this. Yeah, so here I have rescan dates and import data, but no export. So maybe I'm being stupid, but it would be very limiting otherwise, right? Let's see. Next, we have Planet Assistant. So I would say here, let's allow access to the voice assistants so we can have a look. I can use Google Assistant for some reason, and what happens is, I think what this does, if I use the function key with spacebar, there's an icon here for like a voice command. It will then just act as a voice assistant kind of thing. PowerPoint I'm not going to show. Pacman 256 not installed, but I can't without logging into the Google Store, so I will pass on that as well, right? And I will not be running Android here anyway, so it doesn't matter, right? Wi-Fi, you get Wi-Fi settings. Here you can tap to a calendar where you get clock and time settings, which is just bringing you the standard Android configuration menu. Let's get out of this. If we tap function and delete, you have settings, and this brings you to the standard Android settings screen, but you have also the addition from the manufacturer here that you get Cosmo settings, right? And you can configure your keyboard backlight. You can move the navigation bar to the left side, so instead of having the Cosmo apps down here, they would show on the left. You can hide the navigation bar. You can show the app bar when the device is open. You can go to the desktop when you open the device, and that's the standard behavior. Silver side button, here you have a button, and you can use probably to answer calls when they come. The LED song patterns on the cover display, so I assume if I turn this on and then I have the LED song configured, the app I showed just now, then I would just see these patterns when someone calls. I can turn the cover display off here if I want to save battery, and I can restore default values. And I think that's it. The rest is pretty standard Android affair. I don't see anything else that would be like extraordinary and unique to Planet. So sync adapter, I don't know what it's supposed to do. Yeah. And yeah, YouTube comes pre-installed, and I would love to see the browser. If I deny permissions, the app doesn't run, so let's try to just Access my data, I have nothing, no contacts. Yeah, cannot see the browser. Cover display assistant, so this is the part I wanted to see. The Android firmware is not recognized, I don't know why. That would upgrade the firmware of the external display. But I guess that is it. I'm gonna show you now the external display. Alright, the Cosmo comes with this lovely external OLED display that reminds me of the old Nokia communicators, right? Where you would handle basic communication functions from outside and open the device to get work done. I really liked that form factor, and I actually used communicators as my main phones back in the day. So I'm really happy to see this concept back. What do you have here in the front? Accept and reject call buttons here that also act as a fingerprint reader. You have a notification area that I have here, notification from Google Play Store, and I will dismiss it, right? You have day and time. On the top you have the status of the device. It is locked, I think, and signal, Wi-Fi signal plus wireless signal on the top here. If you push the buttons, you get some basic management options, right? You can also push the other button, does nothing. So that one is accept and this one is reject. And if you click the accept button, one time you get to this menu with some basic functionality. If you tap a second time, you get to the phone application. So let's go back to the first one. Phone application. You can access your contacts if you like, see your recent calls here, it looks like this, and you get also a standard dial pad. Here you can launch the camera. It will use actually the front camera of the device, so it's a high resolution selfie camera, and you get here display, so you could take excellent selfies here. You can also tap to enable and disable the flash, right? Not gonna take a picture now. Let's go back. What you get the next is a media control button here. So if you tap the media button, you can, if you would have media here, you can basically play forward, backward, and so on. You probably can manage playlists, but I haven't tried it yet, and I would probably not stay with Android, yeah. So, film camera, so you can start filming from here, and also can use it as a selfie kind of thing. You get a voice memo option, yeah, so you can tap and record a voice memo. Tap again when you're done. Next, some settings. You can lock the Android part of the phone. You can choose the brightness of the cover display. Change the orientation, right? It can look the other way. So for example, if I do fixed landscape, it will stay like this, right? And if I allow rotation, it will probably follow the device orientation. Next option is a flashlight. It's kind of strong. You can lock it to be always on, or it will stay up for a minute on. And here you can power off or restart your device. Back to the main screen. Right, so if you go from down up, you get nothing from one side, so nothing from the other side. I thought you get some functionality. Yeah, from the top down you get communication options, so you can go to flight mode, you can do not disturb, turn Bluetooth off and on, turn your data radio off and on, and so on. It looks good. it has the necessary functionality to minimize your interaction with the main screen, right? So you can check your phone when it's necessary. It's non-intrusive, non-destructive, and I think I will have a great time with this device.